This is Yatco, voice of the Raiden Shogun from Genshin Impact. Watch Spoiler Force or you'll be an enemy of eternity.
All right, so this is episode 150 of Spoiler Force Podcast. My name is Ricky, and thank you for tuning in. This is a big episode for me because it is the 150th episode of Spoiler Force. But the guest I have this week is someone that I spoke to a while back already, but I'm so glad that she's back on the show for the second time. Let me bring my guest here, and Yatco, thank you so much for doing this today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so as we were saying earlier, it's been a while since you were on the show.
I know.
I still remember because I was in Oklahoma still, so my background completely changed.
That's right.
And then yours upgraded because I remember you didn't have all the picture frames up or your setup, like your gaming setup that you had, because I think when we last spoke, it was just before you were doing all the Genshin stuff.
Right. I had to bold-faced lie to you about being a playable.
Oh my gosh. See, now that you bring that up, I love telling this story because of the whole NDA thing, because I do respect that, but it was just like, I don't know. I guess when we were talking about Genshin Impact, and then I went back and watched the episode, and I could see it in your face where you knew that you couldn't say it. And so when I got to meet you back at A-Kon last year, we kind of joked about it, but yeah, it's been a while. It's so cool to see how far you've come from just the last time we spoke till now. So overall, I think from the last time we spoke till now, how have things been for you?
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is that as soon as Genshin Impact hit, my visibility, I guess, on the internet, just skyrocketed, because Genshin is such a big machine and it has such a huge following and a very fervent following. Anime has a huge following in general, but even that, it's very has everyone loves a lot of different things, right? But Genshin is just one hot point that so many people are super in love with, and it's been such a blessing to be a part of that community because I really enjoy the game I've found, and getting to share that with people, just because, I voice a character, I voice one of the playables in the game, and then also streaming it has been really special. I think I've been really enjoying myself the last couple of years.
I watch your Twitch from time to time. I remember when you first started it. I haven't been able to watch it because I've been so busy doing my own thing. But I love seeing the growth of your community, and then just seeing how when you first started to your first setup, you were on I think a gaming laptop at first before you built your PC.
Oh, I was on a borrowed PC.
Yeah. But just seeing that progression though, Anne, it's been so cool just to see how far, like I said, how far you've come. But I think it's really nice to see that you've been able to build your Twitch fan base too. To see that you got your own mods now, that you got artists doing your I can't think of the word, but the emojis,
the emotes and all the
emotes,
assets. Yes. Yeah.
So it's been really nice to see all that, just progressively grow for you and your fan base. But, did you ever think you'd see yourself playing games like that and just having people watch you?
No, honestly, I really never thought. I didn't think I was good at video games for a really long time. And I wouldn't, I would just let other people play, and I would just watch other people play games. And it wasn't until the last few years where I've really been no, I should try to play, and I have skills. I'm not amazing at any video games. Don't ask me to play anything on the level of Apex or Overwatch. First person shooters are not my bag.
Yeah, I haven't been playing Genshin as of late. I think the last thing I did was I was able to finish the latest Lantern Rite. And then I watched you play a little bit too. I think I popped in right when you were watching the end scene for the Lantern.
Oh, the cutscene, yeah. It was so pretty.
Yeah, it was. I don't know, the way how Genshin does leeway. I think they specialize that area.
Well, I mean, I feel like they have a real bias.
Yeah.
But I get it. Like, it makes perfect sense. Like, of course they're gonna do all of the Lantern Ride stuff. Any like festival has to do with Liyue, they're gonna just like blow it out of the water because duh.
But when you got the role of Raiden, and then being able to play a character that's prominent like that, and then also she's playable, what was going through your head?
Oh man, like honestly, just I got the email that said, you booked Genshin Impact, and then it said you're playing Raiden Shogun. And when I auditioned, all the names were different, so I was like, oh no, is that one of the ones I auditioned for, or is this like a different character? Maybe this is just like a fancy NPC. I have no idea. And so like I was just I was like, maybe they've talked about it because I know like the lore is so deep in the game. So I like Googled Genshin Impact, Raiden Shogun, and then like all this stuff came up, like Ball, Inazuma, Archon, and I was like, oh, okay, this is a thing. But no, it's been really cool because at first she was in the story, but she wasn't playable, right? And so like I was just going through this story, like following her journey. And then when we finally got to the part where we were like doing her like playable dialogue, it like I felt like I already knew her, like she was already like a little bit lived in me. So that was really cool to be able to just like roll into, Inazuma Shines Eternal, all that stuff.
Yeah, it took me a while to get to that part, because I was like in the transition of moving from Oklahoma to Texas, and then when I
Right.
did play it, I changed it to the English dub so I could hear your lines
Thank
in the
you.
game. And then I think Raiden's character was probably one of my favorites in the Inazuma lore, just because like between her like the Raiden Shogun and then and then like her backstory with her twin, and that was like really neat. And then I finally got Raiden on her second banner last year. And so, but you know what's okay? You know what's funny though?
What?
I messaged you right when I got Raiden, and then you were like, I guess you said something along the lines of like some sort of Genshin blessings or whatever. And then when her weapon banner came earlier this year, I got it on the last day. My cousin was like, yeah, my cousin was like, you don't have no luck with getting weapons, or he didn't say that exactly, but he felt bad that I was trying so hard to get weapons,
Right.
and so he bought me some primos.
Aww.
And on the last day to pull that weapon, I used it and I got it. And he was so salty about it. He's like, really? I get you primos and you get the weapon, but then I do it and I don't get it.
That's gotcha, man. Like there is no rhyme or reason. Literally.
I mean, you don't have to say, but the amount of money you've spent for the system, yeah.
Oh yeah. That's bad. I mean, honestly, like, here's the thing though. If I wasn't streaming, if this wasn't like kind of a job as well, like I might still be mostly free to play. I probably would have spent money to get her. And then maybe, I don't know, I'd probably be like working my way up to C6, but she wouldn't be C6 yet.
So you have her C6 now?
I have her C6 with her weapon.
Oh my God.
Just one copy of the weapon. I stopped. I will not go for R5. I don't see, for me, I don't see like the value in it. Because I'm not here to like min-max like the numbers. Like that's not like the reason why I'm playing. So like right. I don't need the extra copies.
That is crazy. I haven't C6'd any of the Archons.
It's expensive. You don't need the funny thing is you don't actually need any constellations, especially on 5 stars, because like a 5-star at its C0 is already like the equivalent of like 4 or 5 constellations on any 4-star,
Yeah. And I think it's more so like just building your team and like the comp, like learning the elements and all that. It took me a while to kind of like get that, because I'm such a slow learner.
It's hard to learn. I mean, like it's not always the most intuitive, especially with like artifacts, because you're like the myriad of ways you can customize it between your artifacts and then like the talents and just even like the different weapons and their different passives, like all that stuff. It's it's a lot to hold on to.
Yeah, yeah. So like, I honestly wouldn't have gotten to where I was at if it wasn't for my cousin who bought me the primos, because he's the one that, like, he knows like all the artifacts, he knows the team comps, he watches like all the character releases and all that.
Oh, nice.
So like he'll let me know like, oh, don't get that character. They're it's still meta. You still gotta wait on it. So like he'll tell me that, so I'll just wait, and then
Fair.
yeah. But have you gotten any of the newest characters yet? I just pulled. I can't say his name. The newest Dendro character. I got lucky with
I'll
him
hate
too.
them.
Yes, I'll hate them.
Yeah. I have I'll hate them and Yao Yao. I have almost every character by now. I'm just waiting for Shenhe to get a rerun, and I don't yet have Layla. That's the other character I don't have.
Okay. Yeah, Shenhe, I spent more than I should have for her.
Yeah.
I don't know why I got so caught up in the hype for her. Maybe it was her character design, but I was like trying so hard to get her, and I spent more than I should have. But
Oh,
when I did get her, I was like, and now I barely play her. I'm just like, why did I go this far for this character when I'm barely playing her?
You'll come back to it. You'll come back to it. Look, I got Sino and I got his weapon, and I haven't built Sino yet. I just finally leveled up the weapon because I'm playing around with trying to do an EM build on my Raiden Shogun, and using Staff of Scarlet Sands as her weapon because the passives like turn EM into attack. I think that's what it is. It was something about EM.
Does your Twitch community help you out too when you're playing the game?
Sometimes I actually like tell them don't help. I tell them don't help me. I only let them help me when I ask for it, and then half the time when I ask for help, it's not helpful. And then I get mad at them.
I think I came across something like that where they gave you like the wrong information or something like that, or like they told you to run back and do something again when you did it.
And then those characters weren't even there yet. And I was like, how dare you lie to me?
Are you all caught up though with the game so far? Like up to its latest?
As far as like the Archon quest, I'm fully caught up. I'm just like really far behind on story quests and hangouts because those are all side material. So yeah, I'm working I am in the middle of working my way through Al Haytham's story quest, and I'm gonna finish that the next time I stream next week.
Nice.
Yeah.
And for fans and followers who don't know, how often do you stream?
I try to stream at least once a week. If I'm lucky, I can stream 2 to 3 times in a week. But even 3 is a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, for just a few hours too. Like not even like
because I'll usually stream for like almost 4 or 5 hours at a time, which is that's a lot for me. That feels like a really long time.
Yeah, no, for me that's a long time too. Like,
but also that like sometimes some of this content like I can't get through unless I'm on stream for like 4 or 5 hours because.
That's true.
You're listening to scenes or cut scenes, and then like you have to go off and do stuff, and then like I'll just be chilling with chat, and then we'll get sidetracked, and then all of a sudden 3 hours have gone by.
Now, I know you read the dialogue as well when you play the game. Do you kind of use that to kind of like practice your voice acting as well?
Sure, it's kind of like that. Yeah, basically if there's a quest that doesn't have voice acting to it, so like all the world quests and like the side stuff, I tend to voice it just because it's fun. Because like I know that's for someone who's casually playing the game, like they're probably just like clicking through really fast and barely reading it, right? So if you're watching me, like, here, why don't I do it for you? I'll do my Paimon impression. I'll voice, everyone's favorite NPCs.
With the game like growing as fast as it has, and then with Twitch, I've seen you play with other voice actors too. Like, how often do you do that?
It's not super often, mostly because like all of our schedules are really different, and like if I'm trying to get through like story stuff, I tend to not invite people over because then we're just watching scenes together rather than like actively doing stuff, But like if we have time to like do co-op or like do something that can involve multiple people, then yeah, I think it lends itself. Or like if I'm wishing for their character.
Oh, okay. Well, do you play any other games then besides Genshin at all?
Yeah. So let's see. What have I been playing? Slime Rancher. It's super cute. Let's see. Last year I got through Stray and I freaking loved Stray. I have to go back and finish Ghostwire Tokyo, which I started because I'm in it. And then Doki Doki Literature Club,
Oh,
I did like the first like pass through, and then like that took me 4 hours to do because I voiced everything. This game has no voice acting in it, and I voiced everything. It took me 4 hours just to get through the first like pass through, right? To like the big twist. And so I was like, I gotta stop because I'm tired and we're all upset. So let's just go, let's just leave. So I have to
dude,
go back and do it. I have to go back and
that
finish.
game sent me on an emotional roller coaster.
I
Like
know, I know.
I was not expecting like one of the endings to be how it was. I mean, when you your first playthrough, what was your thoughts on it?
So like this is my first playthrough. I'm only like
Oh,
part
okay,
way through my first playthrough.
okay. So wait,
Oh wait, I mean like I
I
finished.
can't.
Do you know what I mean? Like I finished like the like. Okay, how do I explain it without ruining it for anybody? Like we played through a line, and now there's a, a there was a clear point where we could stop because stuff happened.
Yeah,
And then it like changed things, and I was like, okay, there's a lot. I gotta like explore what new things have popped up. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that game, like I've tried to go through all the endings, but I was just too lazy to do it, so I just
Okay.
watched it on YouTube.
I see. Like there's multiple endings. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not like I'm still like maybe a third through the game. I have no idea what that exactly how long it takes from where I stopped.
Okay. Yeah, like there's multiple endings, and then there's like this huge like I went down this huge like Doki Doki rabbit hole. Apparently, like there's a part of the game where you can like when you download the game itself, like you can see like the files and stuff.
Yeah.
Apparently, you can like play with it, and it'll change the game that you're in.
Whoa.
Like it'll change like some of the settings or something. I could be wording this wrong, but
It's
like
fine.
I went through that, and then I did it, and it was like I said, that game is its own, like you think it's you think it's like a nice slice of life thing, and
It's
it's
not. It's really not. But yeah, so the like those two games I have to like go back through, and then like kind of on a lark, I just started playing Tower of Fantasy. And like just because like to change up, I was like, I'll play a different type of MMORPG, and I was like, that's kind of fun.
You ever thought about playing like horror games at all?
Like I've played Phasmophobia before. There was one. Shoot, dang it! I saw like a preview. It like came up on my Twitter timeline for like some game that actually looked really interesting. Dang, I gotta go find what that was. But it was like more narrative than like like a shoot 'em up zombie kind of game or anything like that. But yeah.
How are you with like ghost games like Fatal Frame or something like that?
I've never played it.
Oh, okay.
I've never played it.
That game I played it on the PS2 a long time ago.
Yeah.
But even then, like it still kind of creeped me out. And then I think there's either a new one or like a HD one that came out recently.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one's out. I don't know, but yeah, if you like ghost games, you should try that one because you just gotta take pictures of the ghosts, but then like try not to get killed.
Oh, so like Phasmophobia. Okay.
Yeah.
My husband got this is a few years ago. My husband downloaded Alien Isolation. Is that the one?
Oh yeah, where the queen comes and chases you and all that.
Yeah, where you're getting chased, and like I was sitting and watching, and I was like, I gotta get up, I gotta leave the room. This is too stressful.
Like I'm not scared of horror games. It's more so like the sound effects, like especially when I have headphones on, and then like you can hear things in the background, and for me, I get lasered focused. So I was playing this one game, shout out to the creator. His name is Fu Kerr. He's a Hmong game creator, and this game he made is based off like a lot of old Hmong stories, so like Southeast Asian hauntings and shit. So so there's like a scene where your character walks out into the rice field, and like you see a lady standing out in the corner. And like you don't see it until you turn your camera. So I wasn't expecting anything, and I turned my camera, and then you hear something too. So I jumped out of myself. Like I was like, "Screw this! I can't play this no more."
Gotta bail. Bye.
Yeah. And then like there's a part of the game where she chases you, and you can't turn around. Yeah, so you have to you have to face her walking backwards, and if you turn around and then turn back, you see the ghost like running towards you. So I was like, screw that. Yeah, I was like, screw that. I can't play this. And
yeah. Okay, so that Ghostwire Tokyo is a little spooky, right? Because like
Okay.
you're in this like post-apocalyptic. It feels like post-apocalyptic Tokyo, because like everyone disappeared, but then you're being chased by these like spirits and ghouls. And then like they're like men in business suits and like little school girls, and then like office ladies. Like they'll just be like kind of like zombie like lumbering around, and then if you get too close to them, they'll like see you, and then they'll like shuffle to you.
Oh my
And you have like powers, so it's kind of like you're like flinging spells at them almost, you know what I mean? And so like, okay, you gotta fling spells at these people. They're still coming at me, run. So I'm like backing up while I'm like doing this. I imagine that's what the character looks like. He's like just like
just like throwing hand signs out. But okay, but speaking of ghosts and ghouls,
yes,
you know, Jujutsu Kaisen's coming out this year. I know, you know, with NDAs and like with the limited amount of what we can talk about with JJK, you know, what can you say so far that you like about, you know, because I know you read the manga, right?
Oh, I'm fully caught up.
Okay, I'm almost caught up. But
wait, did I read 213? Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think of it so far?
What do I think of it so far? I mean, I love it. Like I love where it's going. So like I know what season 2 should cover. I just don't know where they'll cut it off, if that makes any sense.
I have an idea of where it'll cut off.
Okay, we can talk about that off stream.
Right. I know, even though it's spoiler first, I don't want to ruin it because I have an idea of like when it'll cut off, because I think it'll be a moment to where like it'll drive the fans to want more.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So it'll be a big cliffhanger because season 1 ended off on a good note to where like it brought in new viewers, and then like they dropped the movie right after, you know, so like it was good to bring in that fan base. But I think with season 2, because there's so much that's gonna happen, like a lot of fighting wise, and then when we cut off to the ending, it's gonna be like, what the hell, you know, like I want more. So it's gonna be insane. I cannot wait for JJK. Like,
I know, Sam. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I might know what you're talking about. We'll talk after.
Yeah. If you want to start your own podcast like Spoiler Force, then sign up with Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout has helped hundreds of thousands of users like me to begin their podcasting journey. With easy-to-use tools, you can effectively get your podcast onto different platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, and more. You can view your stats, create audio clips, and even have your own podcasting website. Buzzsprout offers ideas, tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you improve your podcast. Follow the link below, and once you sign up, you'll get a $20 Amazon gift card. This will let Buzzsprout know that I sent you and will also support Spoiler Force Podcast. If you want a simpler way to record both video and audio for your podcast, then sign up with StreamYard. StreamYard is the perfect program to create podcasts, host live streams, and even do video calls. There are many tools that can help you create and design your own personal studio. You can screen share, read live comments, and stream to different destinations like Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can also download your video and audio once you're done with your recording session. Follow the link below, and once you sign up with the basic or pro plan, you'll earn a $10 credit to use for StreamYard. Happy podcasting. So you also voice in Bleach too. You voiced some of the new Quincy's. You know, what was the audition process like for that as well?
That one was a special case where the director just reached out to me and was like, I think you sound like this girl, and maybe also this other girl. And I was like, cool, you want to bring me in?
But that's neat though. You get to voice 2 characters in the show. It was really cool. Yeah. Like, did you do any, I guess, vocal changes at all?
Yeah. So like Mambietta is actually kind of more like this. She's, you know, a little brighter, a little peppier, sassier in that way. And then Menina's she's breathier. She's a little, I don't want to say like totally vapid, but she's there. She's getting there. I would like to like kind of give them like 2 different flavors. Because I realized I have like I'm fully cognizant of the fact that I'm voicing 2 of 5 female Stern Ritters. So it's like, okay, I had to like give us as much like distance between the 2 without, I mean, without like dropping like you know what I mean, like dropping like my octave, if you will, because like
Right.
neither of them would sound like this, you know. Neither of them have like a low sounding voice, in my
Was it like
opinion.
directions that they gave you then to go
Yeah,
kind of go
that
that
was
way?
it was directions, and also
Okay.
like relying on what the Japanese sounded like. So like I took what the Japanese sounded like, and then kind of like did what I did to like make them as far apart as possible.
Nice. Yeah, I think when it comes to like just voicing multiple characters, I think you do have to be like not in a sense where like you have to make it completely different for yourself, but like there's also some sort of creativity in the middle there where you do have to like make it distinguishable to where
Yeah,
like you can't make it noticeable like it's the same person doing those voices.
totally. It's a fun challenge, right?
What do you think of the Bleach season so far? I know
Oh my
season or
god.
the second part is dropping this summer too.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. I finished watching part one like a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, dang. Yeah, no,
Have you
I think where they left off after the end of what 12 or 13 or whatever is fantastic, because you got to see the backstory of his parents and his like his origins, if you will, and then like the end of the season is him like kind of like renewed vigor, and he's ready to go fight the Quincy's.
Did you read or watch the old series, like the older series
So
of
I
Bleach?
read the whole manga. I
Mhm.
sped read through the whole manga, and luckily, or coincidentally, I had gotten to Thousand Year Blood War at the point where I got cast in Thousand Year Blood War. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, I know what's happening. And I've been slowly working my way through the anime. I had watched like the first, I don't know, like 10 or 15 episodes before, and then I've just been slowly working my way past it. I'm like, I'm like somewhere in the beginning of of the season after the Rukia rescue arc. So like,
Okay.
yeah, I know this is a filler season, so I'm just like, oh, I'll just, put it on and
Yeah,
let it go,
Bleach.
let it
What?
go in the background.
Yeah, Bleach did have a lot of fillers when it was like being on the on animation release. So
Hmm.
I think initially I didn't know like those were filler arcs until like
Yeah,
I was reading the manga and I was like, oh, so none of that
yeah. I was
had to
like,
do with like
where
the
is
actual
that?
story.
Totally.
Have you been able to meet Johnny Young Bosch at all since he because he voices Ichigo?
I got to meet him briefly at Anime NYC in November because we were both there signing autographs. But he was a very busy. He was so busy. I like made sure to like pop in by his booth and say hello to him literally before we started on Sunday, or no, not Sunday, on Saturday, um, because I was like, otherwise we'll never like. I'm like gonna have no time to see him. And then that was the weekend that uh, Jason David Frank passed away, so he actually left the convention on Sunday.
Right.
Yeah,
And
so like
condolences
I
to
literally had
Jason David Frank.
one shot to say hello, and I took it.
I wanted to meet him at Anime Frontier. I think he was there too, or maybe not. I know you were at Anime
I
Frontier.
was at Anime Frontier,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I couldn't go. I had everything ready for that event. Like I had press passes. I was ready to go, and then like I had like family issues like the day
Oh
before, so I
shoot,
could
yeah, yeah,
yeah
yeah.
I couldn't go. So I was I was so upset because like that's I think that was the weekend where I think I wanted to buy your Nobara jerseys, one of the Nobara jerseys. I wanted one so bad.
Oh
Yeah, so I was just so salty. I was just like, man,
no,
like I have to
no,
wait
it's
till like
okay.
another con to get one because I know you sell that, and then you also sell like the hammer too, like the squeaky hammer at your booth.
I've stopped bringing the hammer to the booth because
Okay,
it's like, because the hammers take up a lot of space, and you know what, jerseys, they can fold up real nice.
right. Now that's the same company that did Adam MacArthur's jerseys too, right? For
Yes, they are the same
the
company.
UG jerseys.
Yeah,
Nice.
Otaku Academy. They're super nice. They were so game to just like try a design for a Nobara jersey, and I love that it's like it looks like an away jersey. Do you know what I mean? Wait, is it
Right.
home is when they wear white usually, right? And then away is color. Is that how it goes
Usually,
for
yeah.
sports? Yeah, yeah,
Usually, but I don't know. Things change. I've been watching a lot of basketball lately,
yeah.
so like they have like their city jerseys, home jerseys, away jerseys, and they alternate. So
Fair.
it's very different. But yeah, but like it's really cool to see that you get a jersey and then Adam MacArthur got one. So hopefully they
Yeah.
do more where like the other voice actors get their
Well,
characters jerseys too.
That company already has like a a Fushiguro jersey and a Gojo jersey out on their website. Like because the original UG jersey was just they made a jersey and Adam happened to see it and was like, "Hey, want to do a collab where like maybe my autograph's on it?" And the guy was like, yeah, he was game." And then I copied Adam.
Have you thought about doing more, like, I guess, more anime merch then, like for your characters?
Maybe. The hard thing about like carrying extra merch is just like that stuff you have to take with you. And it's like how much stuff versus like prints am I bringing? It's like it's an interesting problem. A good problem to have for sure, but yeah.
You know, there's one artist that comes to mind. Like, I don't know. Maybe you've seen about Oz the Virus. He does like a lot of anime themed artwork and prints. Like, usually, he has like a big setup at cons.
Yeah.
He's done like collaborations with other voice actors like Stephanie Nadoni, Kyle Haybear, like a lot of Dragon Ball themed stuff. But I know he did do some JJK stuff too. So you should definitely check it out. I'll send you his link.
Yeah. Yeah, please do. Yeah. I'm sure I probably have seen his stuff, but I just like don't remember his name.
Yeah, like I bought like a shirt from him, but then I think the next time I go to a con where he's at, I'm definitely getting something like JJK related because I've been reading the manga and catching up.
Yeah.
So it's been really cool to see how like the manga is just so crazy. I'm not fully caught up yet. I'm caught up. I finally got to see how can I say this without spoiling? But Maki, isn't it?
Okay.
I got to see with Maki in it.
I know where you're at. Okay, great.
Yes.
Great.
So
great.
So I'm there, and then Maki has skyrocketed to like the top of my favorites.
Fair.
And
As she should.
Like I've like of my figures up here, I have a Nobara Nendroid and what else I have? I have a Nobara Nendroid and a Maki Nendroid, and then I have like a Pop Parade Maki up there. But I don't know. I'm still waiting for my Nobara one. My Pop-Up Parade Nobara one hasn't come in the mail yet. So I was gonna have to set up like right behind it, like somewhere around here. But you can barely see it. But yeah, it's up there. So I mean, how has the cons been for you now that you know you're getting more, like you're traveling more, you're selling more merch and prints? You know, how's that been for you?
No, it's been amazing. Like last year, I did quite a few. Like I got to go like overseas. I went to the Philippines and
that's right.
Like it's been like such an amazing opportunity to do all these different things. And this year, like it's already like I hit the ground running. I did 2 conventions in January. I did a convention last weekend. I'm doing a convention this weekend. So like it's kind of crazy, especially now that the JJK pop figures have dropped. So like everyone's super excited to like, you know, get these pop figures signed. And I like doing like the little quote, like, you know, I can do quotes on there. Sometimes I'll do like little pictures. Like I'll draw like roses down the side window.
I've seen one. I forgot which store did it, but they had your pop. They have the Nobara pop with like the curse on her. On her arm.
Yeah.
And then you drew like the roses on the side where like her curse was at. Yeah. So that was really cool.
But yeah, so you know, it's been like fun like coming up with like things like that. I know Adam got a little stencil of like Yuji's face, like looking all like so he can do that on the pop windows, which is fun.
Nice. Do you collect the pops yourself too, or just your characters' pops?
Just my characters' pops. You know, Funko is super, super kind, and they actually sent me my very own 4-pack, which lives on my desk.
Oh, man.
So I have my own 4-pack. I love it.
See, I love seeing like how those pops have blown up so much, because now, like, especially with the anime community, like those are like, at least from what I've seen, like those ones are the more hot ones now. Before it used to be like going to the store and you had to get like the certain edition ones. But now that cons are kicking back up, like a lot of it is more like somewhat common now. Like a lot of the pops that were hot, because I remember one year where like the first wave Deku was super like hot to get because it was barely around, and then they did another wave of it, so like the price of it dropped. So there's like very selective like pops that are I guess you could say rare in a case. Like I don't know if they've done another wave of it, but like the in My Hero, one of the other characters, Ida, the guy with the engines on his
Mm-hmm.
legs,
Yeah, yeah.
he's his pop is still pretty up there. I think
Okay. Is it
the
because
last
it's
time
just rarer?
yeah, because like there's no like re-release of it.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they have one in his hero costume with the
Mm-hmm.
helmet on, but the one that I've been trying to get is the one with just him, like his regular face in this in his hero costume. I think that
Oh.
one's been, I don't know if the price went up for it or not, but the range of it from what I've seen went from like 70 to like 150 around there,
Whoa,
depending on
dang.
which booth you go to.
Just for the pop
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah,
Wow.
just for the pop. And then a lot of the Attack on Titan ones were hot at one point. Like the first wave, Eren and Mikasa. I
Yeah.
remember when I got those like before it skyrocketed in price. Like this one booth I
Wow.
went to back at like Motor City Comic Con in Detroit. I bought like 3 of them because I knew that they were hot. But I guess I guess the owner didn't know that. So he sold it to me at shelf price
Oh,
at like
dang.
$9 a piece. So I bought 3 Errands and 3 Mikasas, and
Whoa.
then I was able to sell one of them or on eBay and get like my money's worth back. So,
Nice.
but now that's the case though, because pops are so popular and like in
Mm-hmm.
demand with like anime and getting them signed. Like a lot of the vendors now are like selling them at like the prices online.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. Like, and the other thing is that like there's just so many figures out there now, like of like all different kinds of genres and mediums, real people. It's wild. It's really wild. And I'm just like, I don't understand. I honestly, I don't understand sometimes, but like, I get, but what I do understand is like when you have something that you are passionate about, like, and like you have this like physical, physical piece of merch that like, um, memorializes this thing that you love. Like, I get that. I totally get that.
When I was collecting Funko Pops, it was like in a way like an addiction, like
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like really OCD at times. So like when it comes to collecting, like I have to have the full set, or it's like an itch
Okay.
on my
Yeah.
back, you know. So I think a lot of people who collect that stuff, it's in a way similar to that, where they need to get the whole set, and then when there's like you said, when there's something that they love that's out, that's new, especially like JJK,
Mm-hmm.
everyone goes crazy for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then like it's wild because Yuji has so many variations already. And there are like con exclusives, store
Yep.
exclusives, website exclusives. And so like I mean there's even the one of him like lying on the couch
Yeah.
with eating popcorn. Was he drinking eating popcorn or drinking something with the
He was
little
like with the doll. He was
with the
petting the
cursed
doll.
puppet? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, sure.
Yeah, I saw Adam MacArthur post that on his Instagram story.
Yeah.
He got one too.
It's so cute. I'm just like, there's so many pops.
Have you received any custom ones at all? I know like sometimes fans give like custom pops to like artists or
Oh
like the guests at
no,
conventions.
I don't have any custom pops, but like I did have like there's an artist out of the Philippines who makes these clay figurines, and she like specializes in Genshin ones, and so she I I paid her to give me her
Oh, that is so cool.
her first Raiden one that she ever made. Yeah.
Kind of looks like the mini Nendroid ones.
It kind of looks like an Android kind of style, the
Yeah,
big head, yeah.
yeah.
But like, I'm super in love with it. I have a lot of things between what I've bought and what I've been gifted over the last couple of years. It's hiding in every corner of my house, Ricky. There's just not enough space. I don't know what to do with it.
The thing is, like, I've spoke to like with guests that do receive things, and it's more so like when you go home, knowing that you have all this like stuff that fans give you. How is that like for you?
That's
Trying
the
to pack all
part.
that whole
That's the hard part. Like I love getting gifts. I love getting gifts so much, and I appreciate that someone took the time and the energy to make something, or thought of me and thought like she would really love this, and I really do. And then I get home, and then my husband looks at me and he's like, "Where are you putting it?" And I'm like, that's a problem for tomorrow, Anne. And tomorrow Anne has not yet shown up, so we'll find out.
I mean, like, I know you get a lot. I'm pretty sure you get gifts frequently, but has there been like an event where you got like the most stuff at, like where fans just like gave you stuff?
It was the convention in the Philippines.
Oh
Conquest.
wow.
I had to purchase a whole extra like tote bag, like like a zip up tote bag that you can actually roll up and put in your suitcase. But like I had to buy a whole extra bag as a carry on to house all of the gifts that they gave me. Like yeah, yeah. It was wild and like wonderful gifts. Like if you can see like in the background there's this little fox plush that you can kind of see. That's like a crocheted doll and it's like a fox Raiden Shogun. It's like a fox A. But this lovely fan gave it to me. She made it and gave it to me and she made a Yai version for Retina. So we each had these like adorable plushies to take home with us. But think of like that and then like multiply that by like a lot of people.
How was the trips in the Philippines though? Because I know like were you able to go home and like visit like family at all, or was it were you just at the con the whole time?
We got there a couple of days early, and then like so we got to like acclimate to like the time change. And we got to go explore like the Mall of America, not Mall of America. Oh my God, the Mall of Asia. We were not in Minneapolis. Oh my God. You gotta be kidding me. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna clip that. I'm kidding.
No, you should. You should clip that. Yeah, we were at the Mall of America, getting funnel cakes. It's fine. No, but like we got to like visit the Mall of Asia. We got to see around like the area where the convention happened, Pasay City. Like we did karaoke one night. It was really cute, but we actually get it. I didn't get a chance to go see too much of Manila, which is a shame because I'm Filipino. But I did get to see one of my cousins. He was so kind to take the trip out from his hometown to have dinner with me, and then he actually came to the convention one day. It was really nice. So I was happy that I was able to see him and like catch up because like I hadn't seen him since I was 16.
Were you born in the Philippines, and or were you born
No,
in the States?
I was born in the States. I was born in Phoenix.
Oh, okay. But you have like family there though.
Yeah, like both my
Yeah.
parents emigrated from the Philippines.
Right. Yeah, because like I'm born in the States too, but like my parents have cousins out like in like Thailand and Laos, which I've never met any of them. I don't know any of them, but I think my mom or dad have maybe met one of them before.
Yeah.
But like that's something I would want to consider if I ever go back to like to where my parents are from.
Yeah.
But at the same time, just like all that traveling and then with like,
it's a long trip because
Yeah.
it's like 12, 13, 14 hours nonstop. Like it's a long flight. It's like you land and you lose a whole day, and then when you come back, like you come back before you left. It's wild.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like just the jet lag and like getting the time.
The jet lag is insane. But all this to say, like I've had some amazing experiences getting to go to all these conventions, and like I keep telling people, like the coolest thing about coming to conventions is it's similar to like the whole like merch thing. Is like I am associated with these properties and these projects that people are so passionate about, and if we can be passionate together in this like short moment at my table, like that's such a cool thing, you know.
Yeah, even for me, like when I got to meet you in person and go to your table, like it was honestly, it didn't feel like meeting. How can I even say this? Okay, it didn't feel like meeting like a guest there. I honestly, because when I met you and you greeted me, it was more so like meeting a friend finally in person.
Oh,
like
totally.
Right.
We were. Yeah. Like, we also had that pre-existing relationship, so
like it didn't feel like meeting like a celebrity type of deal. Like it wasn't like to where I was geeking out like, oh my god, it's Anne. Like I was more so like, oh my god, it's Anne in person. Like I spoke with her, like
yeah.
it was really cool. So I really enjoyed like how you like greet your fans, and like you don't make it seem like it's very normal, because I think a lot of guests, especially young guests, when they finally get to meet like these artists or voice actors, like sometimes it may get into their head, like they might psych themselves out, because I've seen seeing like especially like the shy fans, like where they don't know how to like approach you because they're so caught up in the moment. So I
totally.
like so like when I'm getting through, like you make your guests at your table like really comfortable around you. You know, it's not like where we don't know what to say. It's like, oh my god.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. I will say it happens sometimes where someone is just so shy and maybe a little awkward, and like there are moments where I'm at the table and I'm just like, "Hi, would you like an autograph? Do you want to just say hello? Do you like Jujutsu Kaisen? Cool." And it's not, and I'm not like, and I don't want to like, I'm not trying to like make fun of anyone, but it's funny because like these are just like these are just like moments. These are like the moments that we have, and like I feel I like want to draw it out of a person. Like if they come to the table and they like freak out, like like I want to like calm you down. Like I'm just a person. I'm not important. You shouldn't feel like I'm important. But
No, it's great. It's good to like make your fans comfortable around you, especially if they don't know how to approach you. So I think that's a good approach too. Like again, it's not to like point people out or anything, but like even like I helped out my cousin at his art booth. Like trying to get people to approach the table. Like I've seen guests where they're like, they look at the art and then they kind of shy away. And then for me, I want to say like I'm not as aggressive as I am, but apparently I do sound pretty aggressive if you don't know me.
Okay.
So I'll be like, hey, do you need help? Like, and they kind of just take off, like, oh shoot, so I have to learn how to like approach the shy guests because I come off really strong. I can't just be like, oh yeah, take a look at this, and then they kind of just go away. So my cousin was like, yeah, dude, you got to work on your people skills.
Yeah, it takes all kinds. No, and and I even like the shy fans, like I appreciate if they even had the bravery to even just like come up to the table, because like sometimes you'll see fans like across the room and they're like looking at me, and then they talk to them and they look at me, but they're like not coming over. And if it's long enough, I might call them and be like, hi, you want to have this conversation by me? I don't bite.
Yeah. But again, with the cons, I think it's great when like I love seeing like how fans are able to like be themselves at these events.
Yeah.
Like it's the times where like you maybe like some people can only feel like themselves at these events. So it's wonderful to see like how you, like I said before, just like how you interact with people and being able to see that in person at A-Kon, and like hopefully more cons this year too. Like I can't wait. I know you're going to WeebCon, so
yes.
I'm waiting for press passes for those. Hopefully I do get them.
Okay, fingers crossed.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get them. So if I do go, I'll see you there for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, stop by and say hello for sure. I think, is WeebCon like a 3-day or a 4-day convention?
I think it's a 3-day.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do like a 4-day convention. Like I did Expo one year, and I was exhausted by like Sunday. So yeah, and then like this year I'm going to San Diego for the first time. So yeah, so that's gonna be a fun 4-day one too. So I'm like, that's why like I as much cons I want to go to, like now I have to like really like financially like just be smart about my money, because I have to go to San Diego and I have to like it's gonna be expensive there. And so I mean, do you plan to go to any like big cons just like as an attendee at all, or just more so as a guest?
I have to see what my schedule is looking like. I've never been to San Diego Comic-Con, so if I could swing it, I would love to. I have to look at like what ticketing is like, because I've never been. Have I missed the boat? I don't even know. But
I think you did. I think I'm pretty sure it's sold out, but like the thing with like San Diego's rules is like you can't like sell it to people. You have to refund your tickets, I think, and then that number gets put back in their system. Then you have to go back and buy it. Like the person has to go and try to buy it from the San Diego site, because apparently I never knew this. Yeah, I never knew this, but like if you like try to, I guess, sell it to someone without like the system knowing or something like that, you can get blacklisted from San Diego Comic-Con.
Okay, they take it seriously, but I get it. Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
Are you planning to go to Expo this year?
I don't know. I don't I don't know. I like kind of am leaving all that stuff open in case I get invited to conventions during that time.
Okay.
The summer is kind of like still like way up in the air for me. But yeah, I
Nice.
also like,
And with work and all that too, right?
yeah, like with work, and
Yeah.
I've got some family obligations that I need to like pin down, so that I know exactly what I'm available for and what I'm not.
You know, you brought up Ratna. She is that her? Is that you say it?
Retina?
Ratna?
Yeah.
Ratna? Yeah. So she voices Yai, right? And I
Yeah.
think I sent you this clip a while back. I went to go watch like a movie at a theater here in Texas, and they had like a Genshin clip.
Oh yeah, I remember you sent me that.
Yeah,
It was like, but it was like Raiden fighting the thunder manifestation, and I was
yeah,
like,
I think it was something like that. Yeah,
I was like, that's not gonna work. We're gonna be at that for a while. Physical damage only.
But it was so cool to see like that Genshin trailer in the theater. You guys like,
That's cool though.
I've never. I don't know if you seen that in any theater
No,
at all.
I haven't. No.
Yeah, because I saw that,
But they have a lot of commercials in movie theaters now. So like, I wouldn't be surprised that there'd be like video game commercials too.
yeah, so I saw that, and I had to send that to you. Like I was recording, I was like, I have to send this to Anne right away. And then because like what's funny is also is like that theater. I forgot the name of it, but Rico Fajardo actually voiced a commercial in there too.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, yeah. So I think Rico was like, did you actually like buy the thing from the theater? I'm like, yeah, because you voiced it.
Amazing.
You know, so before we wrap things up here, and I do have several fan questions here.
Oh sure. Yeah.
Most of them came through Instagram, so there's like a couple here.
Okay.
Make it to this first one. Let's see. Give me a few seconds here. Oh, here we go. So this first question is by KM Sharon 95. She's actually like a podcasting associate of mine. She has her own show called Sharon Stuff, and she was kind of shy at first because like I told her like I kind of was being like I guess you could say like cocky. I was like, I can get you Ann Yatco on your show. So because I spoke with, it was like right after I spoke with you. So like I was like, if you want to, I could try to see if Ann wants to be on your show. And so I think she declined, but her podcast is Sharing Stuff. So anyone who's trying to look at a new podcast, check her out. She also interviewed June Yoon.
Oh, I love June.
Yeah, so that's why, like, I told her, like, you should definitely reach out to Anne and have her on your show. I don't know, but she's also an aspiring voice actress too. So just
that's awesome.
Yeah. But she has two questions. Her first one here is, what's your funniest, weirdest direction during a session?
I'm like, I would like feel like I'd have to rack my brain for that. Oh, I think I made a joke about this once. It was probably something like, how like when you make like creature noises, or like when you have to do like, oh no, it's not creature noises, it's like dying sounds. Like sometimes in games and even like other stuff, like you have to do like your death cry, right? You're like I think one time one director was like, I need that to sound more wet. And I was like, huh. And they meant like that, like blood is gurgling, like your
but they could have just said blood gurgling. Why did they say what?
But no. But if you think about it, like
my mind went right to the gutter when I heard that.
It's not a double entendre, I promise. But like what they really mean is like they want to hear the liquid,
like you're choking on something.
Yeah. Wet.
I'm sorry. I would be very immature in that booth, right?
Yeah.
But
same.
Oh man. No, I was just also thinking like,
was that okay?
No, that's fine.
PG-13.
That's fine. No, honestly, you can swear in my podcast. I have to address that more to my guests because, like, I think I had Lexi Nieto on, and she was like, she swore on the podcast. She's like, "Oh my god, can we swear on here?" I'm like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Yeah, you can." I forgot to address that. So that's a good reminder, and thank you. I need to start addressing that too to my guests. Like, you can swear on here.
I was like, oh wait, was that cool?
It's good material.
Very
It's
good.
good. No, I don't know if you have you seen South Park where like
Yeah.
they were playing World of Warcraft and Randy was dying. That's what I also think of too. Like
Oh.
when you have to make like death noises, he's like, oh. So like, I was thinking of that. Let's see. Sharon's second question is, which of your characters is most like you?
Nobara is most like me. I feel like it's like in her general vibe, wanting to be both girly and like strong, like to have like that dichotomy. Like I feel that all the time. I'm I'm lazier than she is, but yeah. And then more importantly, like her kind of like the dynamics that she has with her male friends, I feel that really strongly. Like I feel like that's a very similar vibe that I have with like my guy friends. You know, we like dish it out. We're stupid. We're like just making silly jokes about each other all the time. Like, yeah, I see that. I see that in me. So
Yeah, this next question is by Korasami1219.
mhm.
They ask, what has been the most rewarding part about your job?
The most rewarding part about my job, it might be the those moments like when you meet fans and like they tell you, you know, like Nobara is like inspirational to me. I want to be just like her. Thank you for giving her a voice. Like that kind of a thing, like always gets me. Or like when people come up to my table and are like, Raiden Shogun, like that really hit home. Like I identify with like her, the way she dealt with loss, with grief, like all that stuff. Like when the work that I do can resonate with other people, that is the highest compliment that I could ever be given.
That is awesome. Yeah, I think a lot of fans do. It's hard for like a lot of young fans, especially like when they can't find people to relate to, so they kind of gear towards like the shows that they watch or the characters
Yeah.
that they like.
Yeah.
So it's great to see like how you're able to give, I guess, life to these characters for them to kind of like attach themselves to.
Yeah.
I think that's great to see that fans are able to relate to your work like that too. Um, and then this last question here is from Fantastic Lara. I think that's Fantastic Lara 97.
Mhm.
They ask favorite anime opening.
Favorite anime opening? Oh, uh, shoot. Okay, it's Sailor Moon.
Really?
I mean, like that song is iconic.
I mean, it is. Trust me, it is.
It's
Even I like this
iconic.
song.
Yeah. Okay. And then, but also maybe Hunter x Hunter's opening. That song is also like, it is a bop. I cannot like anytime it comes on, I'm like, yeah, Hunter x Hunter.
Have you ever watched the stage play of Sailor Moon, like the Japanese
No,
one?
I've never seen the stage play.
Okay, because there's like
Do they have
different
it like on
vari
YouTube?
there's like clips, but then like I
Yeah.
think every once in a while, like I think it was through Anime NYC, like they had a website where you can go and like
Oh.
purchase like the whole, like, I guess, session of it, like the
Hmm.
entire play that's been like pre-recorded.
Oh,
So I
that's
watched,
cool.
yeah, there's, I think there's more than one, but the one I liked was probably the 2017 one.
Uh-huh.
And the end, like for all I mean for the shows too, like at the end of the show they do like their take of the Sailor Moon opening at the
Oh,
very
that's
end.
cool.
So
Yeah.
that's what I liked. I thought that was really nice too. But
Aw.
it's really strange. It's like, well, I can't say strange, but it's very different seeing like your anime shows being played out like as a musical. So
Yeah.
like seeing like Naruto or like uh My Hero Academia and Sailor
Hmm.
Moon like being played out like in a musical, it was really different. So I don't know if they've done a JJK one. That'd be pretty cool to see too.
I believe I remembered seeing on the internet somewhere about a stage version. I don't know if it's a musical, but a staged version of JJK in Japan.
Would you ever like go and try to see it if you can? Like a live action or not, like, I guess like a
That'd
live,
be that'd be cool. I mean, like I would be hard to
because
follow.
you've done theater too, so like that would be a really different take on it, right?
Yeah, no, I'm curious to see like what kind of stagecraft they use, to achieve these like supernatural elements. Like, I bet it's really cool what they come up with.
from what I've seen, I think the My Hero one was probably one of the best ones I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the stage crew, man, they work hard. Like they're running in the background, setting up like I guess like the background so you can see the imagery, and then they have like
Yeah.
a screen in the back so you can see like the shadows and like the
Oh,
effects with the sound effects too. So
that's
like
cool.
they do that really well. So I don't know if I've seen any other ones. Like the Sailor Moon one was pretty basic. The Naruto one's really good because
Mm-hmm.
they've done like several different shows of the Naruto one.
Okay.
It's nice to see those ones too, but like a lot of it, they rely on like the lights, the sound effects, and then again like the stage crew just coming through without the props. It's
Mm-hmm.
really cool though, but like they cut it really short though, like from because there's so much stuff to
Sure.
cover.
Yeah. There's only
Yeah,
so
so
much. There's only so much time.
yeah, so they have to cut it within like all that, like maybe 1 or 2 arcs within like 2 hours worth
Oh
of
my
time.
god, you can get 2 arcs in 2 hours? That's amazing.
I think it's 2 hours. I could be wrong, but like yeah, because there was I think one of the Sailor Moon one was almost like 2 hours because there was like an intermission in between.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
Mm,
but they covered a lot. Like the way they're able to cover all that content it's pretty cool.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah, you should definitely try to. I don't know when they'll do it again, but I know Anime NYC like they had the links for it. So
Nice. Okay.
yeah, if I ever see those, I'll send that to you too.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, that's towards the end here, and I just want to say thank you for your time. I know you're busy
Oh,
and you have
yeah.
to you pack and stuff too, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. But for fans and
No
followers
worries.
who may not know, like how can they follow you on social media?
Oh, sure. I am at Ann J Yatco on everything. So that's Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, where I stream, YouTube, which I have to start posting there, and TikTok.
And I'll have all those links in the show notes as well. Okay, so just some closing words here as well, because
Yeah.
I know that eventually I would like to have you back on for a third episode as well, because there's
Okay.
just so much stuff that I'd love to talk to you about. But definitely like karaoke was on the top of my like list that I wanted to talk with you about, because I know you
Yeah.
did that. There was a con you went to, and like you and Adam MacArthur went, and you guys went like karaoke to like a karaoke
Oh,
bar or
that
something
was
like
that
that.
was Anime Frontier.
Yeah. So like that, we can talk about that on another episode. But yeah, again, Dan, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me
Yeah,
again.
no problem. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. This is episode 150. Thank you, Anne, again for just being the guest for this big milestone for me as well.
It's my honor. Congrats on 150 episodes. Oh my gosh, that's such a big milestone. Oh, I just did that.
But yeah, so you can follow Anne again on her social media links. I'll have the links below in the show notes. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Spoiler Force. Make sure if you see Anne at conventions, go stop by her booth, go get her merch, go get autographs and Funko Pops, the jerseys, anything else that you can see there. And yeah, so that's pretty much it, you guys. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to give a review and rate Spoiler Force Podcast. If you want to get all Spoiler Force updates or even peeks at behind the scenes, you can join the Spoiler Force Discord community. And if you'd like to show support, give tips, recommendations, sponsorships, or any collaborations, you can email me at rickyvang92@gmail.com.